Hi there, my name's John. I'm with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. And today I have this very nice vehicle sitting beside me, a 1966 Pontiac GTO. This car here, as you can see, it's sitting here. It's done in the barrier blue poly paint. The paint on this car is very nice, smooth and shiny the whole way around on this vehicle. You'll notice that this does have the steel GTO hood with that scoop in the center. And then all of the bright work on this car, your bumpers, front and rear, all your headlight bezels, your wheel trim bezels, and your drip rail, all of your moldings there, even the lower body rocker molding. All of that stuff is in really good condition on this car. Nice and straight, been polished up really nice. It looks really good on this vehicle. Now, as far as our wheels and tires that you see the car sitting on, these are your Pontiac rally wheels. You've got the trim rings and the centers there. And then as far as the tires, you'll notice this is a very original look for this car. These are Goodyear, the wide tread F70 14 tires, red lines there. Again, a very, very original factory looking tire. And again, wheels are 14-inch wheels on this car as well. Now you'll notice we do have the GTO 6.5 liter badging here on the front fenders of the car. You can see how well all the panel fitment and alignment is on this car too by looking at all of your gaps on the doors. Again, very uniform. Not that you really have body lines on a car like this, it's more rounded, but everything just matches up so well as far as the front fender, the door, and the rear quarter panel goes on this vehicle. Again, you got your chrome door handles, no pitting on those handles, those look very nice. Your windows here on the driver's side, no cracks, no chips whatsoever on this. All of your bright work, again, all the trim around the windows here, that is all in great condition. Driver's side mirror, the chrome on that looks great. The glass inside of it too, same thing, looks really good on this car. Let's go ahead and open our door up. We're going to take a look inside. You're going to notice it's got the blue exterior in it too. So that's blue seats, carpeting, headliner, dash, you name it. Door panels also. You can see we've got the factory center console with the automatic floor shifter. The Pontiac GTO steering wheel with the Pontiac horn button right in the center. That dash that's in there, all the gauges, those are all factory gauges and they are all working condition. Factory heater controls and the factory Pontiac AM radio there are also. Seat belts front and rear, and also the dash pad itself is in great shape. No cracks there. Also, one thing I always point out here, your weather stripping around all of your glass here, even your door or your rubbers here with your quarter window, those are all in great shape on this car. We'll close this up and we'll continue to walk our way around the car. One thing I always like to do too, I'll feel down through the rain gutter here just to make sure it's nice and smooth, no rough areas, no bumps or anything like that. And this car is nice and smooth. Again, the top, same color as the rest of the car, all painted too. As we come to the back, we've got the GTO badging here on the quarter panel. The big long quarter panels on this car, super straight the whole way down the side of the car. As we get around the rear of the car, you're going to see our trunk lid here, how nice those gaps and the elevations are on that trunk lid. If we look back up in here at the rear glass, again, it's in great shape. No chips or cracks there, and all your bright work, your moldings around there in good condition. Of course, we've got the GTO badging again on the trunk lid. You've got Pontiac across the tail panel. Of course, all of your bright work along the leading edge of your trunk and around your taillights. You've got the slotted taillights here on the 66. Those are in great shape. And of course, we've got the chrome bumper back here. You'll notice it does have the reverse lights cut in back here. And then again, we've got the exhaust poking through right below that rear bumper. So we're going to go ahead and open our trunk lid up next. Take a look inside. Make sure we get the right key. Okay, so the trunk lock works. The hood hinges and spring all work. As you can see, it's holding everything up on its own. Painted the same color as the outside of the car here on the underside of our trunk lid. You got your jack instruction decal here also. You'll notice we do have a full-size spare inside the trunk. We've got the blue GTO floor mats in here also that you can put inside the car. Nice trunk mat, and then the trunk floor itself, it's painted in the correct black and aqua trunk spatter paint, and it looks great. Nice and smooth the whole way through. Looks all of the factory, the correct stamped steel floors and everything, all right here in this car. It looks awesome. As far as your weather stripping goes, you can see the whole way around here. Nice weather stripping, nice and soft, meets right together here in the center. Again, that's going to seal up real good. There's no chunks taken out of it, no rips or tears anywhere. Looks to be in really great condition there. So let's close this. Again, the trunk closes nice. And now the passenger side of the car. So again, you're just going to see all the same stuff you did over on the other side. Nice straight panels, the wheel lip moldings, the wheels, tires, the roof and so forth. Again, we'll feel through the rain gutter here. And again, that's nice and smooth. As far as your passenger windows here go, again, nice windows. They are tinted. Again, no chips or cracks here. Your gaps here on your door now on the passenger side, again, very uniform front to back, and your elevations are dead on. Door handle, again, in great shape. No pitting on that chrome whatsoever. We'll take a look inside from the passenger side. Again, you're just going to notice the interior is in great condition. No rips or tears in the seats. No rips, tears, or fading in the carpet. Door panels are in great shape. Dash pad, no cracks in that either. So again, just a really nice vehicle inside and out. So we'll just continue our way now up to the front of the car, and that's where we will now find the your traditional GTO grill up here. Of course, right in the grill here, you're going to see that GTO chrome front bumper. You've got that Pontiac arrowhead right on the leading edge of the hood. Of course, your headlights, you got all four of them there, your highs and low beams. Just your sealed beam units here, all glass lenses, no chips or cracks there. The chrome bezels around the headlights are in great condition too. And you can even look up at your gaps, elevations on your hood, as well as your windshield here now. You can take a look at how nice a condition it is. No chips, no cracks in that either. And again, all of your bright work, your molding around that windshield is in great shape. So now what we're going to do is open our hood, and we'll do that right now, and then we're going to talk about motor and the rest of the drive line here. So with the hood open, you can see the underside painted black. It's got all of your hood insulation here nicely tucked in and fastened the way that it should be. You don't see any rips or tears or pieces hanging down here like you might on some other older cars. This thing's in great condition. Of course, your engine compartment all blacked out here as it should be. Now, getting to the motor, sitting in here, this is the correct 389 335 horse Pontiac V8 motor. You can see it's got the right GTO air cleaner in chrome on top, got chrome valve covers on it too. For a carburetor, that is your stock quadrajet carburetor, stock cast intake on top with the stock cast heads, and stock cast exhaust manifolds on this car too. Now, as far as the ignition goes, they elected to keep that stock too, so you got your factory style points style ignition back there and wires. Now, for steering and braking, we do have power steering on this car, manual brakes though. They are drum brakes, but they still stop very well for being drum brakes. As far as the radiator goes, this would be your factory style radiator here. All of your hoses and belts are in good condition. You can see it even has some of the original style clamps on the hoses. It does have a 7-blade clutch fan on it too for the cooling on this motor. Now, I mentioned about the stock cast exhaust manifolds. Those empty out into dual 2-inch full dual exhaust. A set of turbo style mufflers on it, and then we already saw that those tailpipes do poke out right underneath the rear bumper. In behind this motor for a transmission, you've got the two-speed Power Glide automatic transmission, and then for your rear end, it's the 10-bolt rear end, 343 gear range in there, or gear ratio in there too. So it's going to be a nice gear that you could take out and do some cruising with it. Even if you wanted to get it out on the highway, you could. It's not going to over rev the motor. It's going to be a nice cruising gear for you. So that's pretty much it as far as the drive line. We've been through the outside of the car, inside, in the trunk, now under the hood. So what we do always is now we're going to go ahead and get this on our lift, take a look at the underside. This underside's incredible on this car, so we'll get it there and have you take a look at that. We'll also then fire up this motor and let you hear what that 389 sounds like. Alright, so we're standing underneath our 1966 Pontiac GTO, and what a nice car this is. Now that we're really underneath it now and can look at the frame and the floors and everything, this car really is kind of, it's a standout car. So we're going to go through this just as we do with all of our vehicles, starting with the front, working our way to the rear, discussing the frame, the suspension, steering components, braking, and of course the driveline, frame, and floors. So we'll start up front with the steering and the suspension. So as far as the suspension goes, this is going to be all just your stock factory suspension up here. Your upper and lower control arms, those are all stock. Ball joints in those are all in great shape. The steering components, your tie rods, those look to be all new. They've got the rubber dust boot covers all intact up here. Drag link looks good too. Pitman arm looks good also. You've got this front sway bar. Again, that looks like a new component too. Everything all looks nice and shiny under here. As far as your frame bushings for your sway bar, those look great. The sway bar end links, those are all in good condition too. Of course, you've got your cross member here. No dents or dings on this. It looks to be in great shape. Shocks and springs, same thing there. As far as the steering, it is a power steering car. It is a manual brake though, and it's a four-wheel drum brake. But again, don't let that fool you. These drum brakes work very well on this car. Now, as far as our drive line, since we're already up here, we'll begin talking about that. So this is the correct 389, 335 horse motor. This is for the 66 GTO. We've got behind that the Power Glide transmission, automatic. When looking at the oil pan on the motor as well as the trans pan, everything looks to be nice and dry, free of any leaks or drips. The seal at the back of the transmission also nice and dry. As we come back, we'll see our drive shaft here next. It is balanced, so that'll help eliminate a lot of vibration out of the drive line. And then as far as the rear end, this is your 10-bolt rear, 343 gear, I believe, in this rear end. And as far as your rear suspension, this is your stock, like your metric 4-link suspension. So you got your lower control arms and your upper links here too. And again, you can see the whole underside of this car nicely painted up. I don't see an ounce of undercoating underneath here. Again, it's just all painted. You can see all of the factory stamping lines and all of your floors and so forth. All of the bracing is all present on your floors as well. The frame on this thing, you can see how nice this frame is too, all the way down both sides. The pinch welds on the body and the rockers here, those all look nice and straight the whole way back along the car. As far as your exhaust, it starts with your stock cast exhaust manifolds, comes back in these dual exhausts here back to, looks like to be like a set of just normal like turbo style mufflers. Then of course you've got your correct style tailpipe that goes up over top of the rear end, out around the fuel tank, and then exiting out just below the rear bumper on the car. Shocks on the back end, same thing, those all look very, very nice too. Again, we've already said about the frame and the floors. The brake lines and the fuel lines are all run along the side of the frame here, nicely tucked away. Anywhere you've got a little bit of a bend, they've used that spiral wrapping there to help prevent kinking. The e-brake, it's all hooked up to your front cable, intermediates, all of your hooks and so forth for under the car, and your rear brake lines going back to those rear drum brakes. Everything is all there. The only other thing really left to go over would be the wheels and tires. So in this car, they've gone with the 14-inch. These are the Pontiac Rally wheels, complete with the trim rings and the center caps. And then as far as tires, they wanted to keep it all looking factory and original, so they kept with a set of Goodyear wide tread F70 14 tires, redline tires. And again, these things look great. The tread on them look fantastic. Just a real nice touch to finish off this car looking all original. So that's it for underneath our GTO. We're gonna go ahead now, let it down off of the lift, go underneath the hood, and then we'll fire that 389 up and let you hear exactly what that Pontiac motor sounds like.